Today we're going to talk a little bit about planning a good lesson. There's so many times when teachers go in and they have a perfect lesson plan, a very exciting plan to do in a 50-minute class, and lo and behold, the bell rings, 50 minutes is over, and they've only gotten through 10 minutes of what they had planned to do. And a lot of it is because they don't really put it in a good structure or framework. And they spend a lot of time explaining to the students what they need to do and how they need to change and how they need to organize for this activity. I think it's very important that the student does have a predictable format to follow. So I'm going to talk about different parts of the lesson as I plan it. The first part, going from the beginning of class to the end. The first part is my greetings and roll call time. In Japanese, that would be my aisatsu time. I would take about 5 minutes doing that. During the aisatsu time, I start my lesson from the point that I'm outside in the hall, because I want to give my students as much chance to practice English as possible. So instead of standing in front of the class when I begin, I'll knock on the door and I'll hold up a card that says, "May I come in?" And the students will say, "Yes, you may." Then I'll come in and I'll show another card that says, "What grade are you in?" And I'll say, "What grade are you in?" And they'll say, "I'm in 5th grade." And I'll say, "Oh, what a relief. Whew. That's right, my schedule says 5th grade." Then I'll go into my normal every week plan, my normal every week routine. I ask them the day, the date, the weather, what time is it. It's not very useful, I think, in normal everyday conversation, but it's something that's expected of me, and it's expected that I do that, so I don't mind. So that takes about 5 minutes, because I get the students to repeat. If they can't remember Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll do a little song, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then that'll snap them back and bring their memory back, and maybe they'll be able to say what day is today. That's the first phase. The first phase would be my greetings and roll call time. The second phase, I go immediately into my review. My review phrases usually are simple things that they've learned, like what's your name, do you have any brothers or sisters, what color do you like, and I have appropriate cards to do that. And as a matter of fact, here I happen to have some right here. Just a little review, maybe something that we learned before. What do you like? What animal do you like? What color do you like? Things like that. And the review can take between 5 and 10 minutes. So right now we've already used 15 minutes of time, 10 to 15 minutes of time. Then at that point, when I feel that I've done an adequate review, I'll go to step 3. Step 3 is my presentation phase. So for example, let's say I want to teach something very simple like how's that? Where's the book? Maybe I want to teach prepositions of location, such as on, in, under, using gestures, in, under, between, things like that. So I want to do the presentation phase. Now when I teach at junior high school or elementary school, I teach with another teacher. So there are 2 English speakers there, hopefully proficient, 2 English speakers there. And for the presentation phase, we would demonstrate the conversation. And I would go with the teacher and I'd say, okay, everybody watch us perform this. And keep in mind, they have not studied this yet. They have not studied it. But the teachers will demonstrate it. They just kind of put it in the back of their mind. So I'll start out and I'll say, hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. What's your name? My name's Emmy. What's your name? My name's Kevin. Where's the pencil? It's on the desk. Where's the book? It's under the table. Bye-bye. See you later. Nothing to it. So I asked the students, do you understand? And some of them will say, oh, no, I can't do that. I said, well, don't worry. When the clock hits the 48th minute, you will probably be able to do it. So once I do the presentation, I'm ready to go right into introducing the main topic or the main lesson. The main lesson, of course, in this case would be where's the book? Where's the book? And I would spend about 10 minutes drilling the essential vocabulary. Mochiron. Mochiron means of course. Of course, I would choose the prepositions on, in, under, behind, whatever I wanted to teach. And they already know the vocabulary, like pencil and book. They learned it in different lessons. And I also mentioned in a different segment about review that you're going to be recycling most of the language. So I would spend about 10 minutes doing that. Now, there is a separate segment on actual drilling. But basically, when I do the main lesson drilling, I go very slowly first. I demonstrate it very slowly. And as I drill, I build up very, very rapidly to high speed. Typical order, I teach the answer first, and then later I input the question. Then, as the class is repeating, all in one group, I break into two groups and have the left half of the class do the questions, the right half of the class do the answer. And then from there, I may go into pairs, I may go into some sort of individual practice. And I move through those steps so rapidly that it takes about 10 minutes. Usually after that, it's time to have a little fun. So we usually have a game or activity arranged that they can try to use some of the language because they've repeated the same phrase if I've done it rapidly many, many times. So I would move into some sort of interesting game. And that takes about 10 minutes. A game is a learning activity. It takes about 10 minutes. And then from there, we'll end the game. And the students have practiced it so much that maybe one or two students or half the students or maybe all of the students can perform the dialogue, the same dialogue the teacher and I did just 20 minutes before. That comes to almost the end of the lesson, and I usually step to the side after this point, and I let the teacher do the quick review in Japanese. What do you think you learned? Nani o shimashita ka? Wakarimashita ka? Things like that. And once the students understand what they did, they usually write down in their own language in Japanese what they think they did. And we wrap up, and we spend about 5 minutes on our farewell. Goodbye, everybody. And that's basically my lesson plan. It goes in this order once again. Greetings and roll call, review, the main lesson, interesting game or activity, review in Japanese, and the farewell time.